Jesse Groom here with OpenSourceNDT.com, and today I have an excellent ASME basic piping block sheet for you guys. This is an old one I had. I found it. I cleaned it up a little bit, added some tools, and I think it's really at a very useful state. This is to help you pick out what blocks you need for a particular job and to check that you are covered for the job that you are going to go do. So let's dive in here, take a closer look. Quick note, most of my sheets, the gray cells are not user input cells. Those are cells with equations. You shouldn't touch them. But yeah, so I have two tables here. I have a pipes to be inspected table, and I have a cal blocks table. And then you'll look over here to the left, and I have a coverage table. This is a pipe chart. This will show you what you are covered for with the particular range from the cal blocks that you have inputted. So if I come over here, these are drop downs, and I could pick a standard wall. We'll zoom out here. Schedule 4, and it will fill in with green the pipes that are covered by that cal block. You'll also notice there's numbers in these cells. This means that these cells are covered in two instances by two different cal blocks. If you want to see what cal blocks cover those ranges, you can click this box over here, and it will show you the blocks that are covered by that range. So this says 120 STD. 1 is the block number. This is just an index number. 20 is the nominal pipe size, and STD is the schedule of the pipe, of the block. You'll notice here there's a little instance cell on the side of the cal block table, and if you change this number, it will change the block that covers that range. So 1 will show everything. 2 will be the second instance that particular pipe size and schedule is covered by a block, and it just goes up from there. So this light green color signifies that there's no third instance of coverage, but your block is covered by the cal blocks that you have in your table. You could do this same thing with the pipes to be inspected, and will show up in this column whether or not you're covered. Same thing, red you don't have it, green you do. You'll notice here that some of these cells have yellow borders. These yellow borders indicate that that's in your pipes to be inspected table. If the inner fill is green, that means you're covered. If it's red, that means you don't have that block. There's some white blocks in here. These are schedules and sizes that don't exist. There's no such thing as a 36-inch Schedule 5. I've gotten a lot of international feedback, so I also added a millimeter section so that we can do more international stuff. And the only thing here is you do have to change your nominal pipe size over to millimeters, and it will work just the same. So that about wraps it up. Make sure you keep watching till after the farewell to see Chris Dimery's description of the ASME basic piping calibration block rules. This is something I messed up on the first version of the sheet many years ago. Very embarrassing. But yeah, so I hope this sheet helps out for picking out cal blocks and planning jobs. Download it, modify it, upgrade it, and if you make any big upgrades, send it back so version 2 can be even better. Alright, thanks guys.
Today we're talking about piping calibration blocks with diameters less than 20 inches per ASME Section 5. The common misconception is that curvature and thickness range are based on the calibration block used for inspection. In actuality, the curvature is based on the calibration block used, and the thickness is based off the component to be examined. The curvature of the component to be inspected shall be 0.9 to 1.5 times that of the calibration block used, while the calibration block shall be within plus or minus 25% of the component to be examined. If you happen to use calibration block thickness instead of the component, this will cause the low-end thickness of the calibration block to be lower than allowed per code, but leave the high end of the block thickness within the tolerance. The curvature of the component to be inspected shall be 0.9 to 1.5 times that of the calibration block used, while the calibration block shall be within plus or minus 25% of the component to be examined.